You're listening to Lore Friendly with Kris Takahashi and our special guest host today, Jennifer Hedwig. How are you doing, Jennifer?
Hi. I'm exhausted.
Are you?
But it's fine.
Why are you exhausted? It is the afternoon.
Yeah, well, some of us have this thing called a jab.
Yeah, I have a job too.
And then I gotta go to this thing called a second jab. And it's awful.
Okay, see, I don't have a second job. I'm late. I'm too lazy.
This is your second job.
Well, I have the advantage, I've told you this before, of where I'm not concerned as much with revenue as I am with like cutting expenses. So that's why I don't need a second job, because I don't have all these luxuries that you have.
Yeah, luxuries. I have a second job because I need experience.
Why do you need the first job then? You should just quit that.
It's a long story, but it's all in the plan, you know? all in the plan. In January,
do you
things
do
will
anything
change.
to reduce expenses though? Maybe you could like live in a different area. Where
You
are you
know,
living
I
right
just
now?
came out to have a good time, and I'm feeling so attacked right now. All right.
Are you in the cut? You know, that's what the kids say when you live in like a clandestine, a shadier area. I should say. You're in the cut.
I did not know that because I am clearly I don't associate with as many teenagers as you.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Jennifer Hedwig in the cut. Is there a Wawa's in the cut?
You know, I'm eating honey, so I'm sorry if you hear it, but I feel so bad for you because first you don't have Wawa, then you
No,
don't
we
have
don't.
ShopRite, then you don't even have Stop and Shop.
We don't have any of these
I'm sure you have a
things.
Whole Foods because you live in California.
Yes, we have a Whole Foods.
Of course you
For
do.
people who don't know, you live in New Jersey, right? Mm-hmm. Joyzy. Joyzey.
You see, the thing is, literally no one talks like that here.
They don't.
I don't know where it started. I think people are like, well, Staten Island is like right there. That's probably it.
I've been to Staten Island
I don't
once.
understand.
There was nothing there.
Do they talk like that there?
I didn't talk to anyone. I just thought,
Wow,
I thought it was
calling
an
me shocked.
island. I thought there would be things to do there, you know?
Is it not? Is it not an island?
Well, it isn't. It is an island. It's just,
I've never been to Staten Island. I don't know where Staten Island is, really.
well, you take the ferry from New York, and New York is like, you know, big city, all these like tall buildings. It's metropolitan.
Isn't it an island? Isn't New York an island? New York City?
Yeah, that too. But like you hear like, oh, there's this island and you have to take a ferry there. Oh, I thought it was kind of like it's like a resort area, right?
Okay.
But Staten Island is just suburbs, so
I
don't know.
I've never been. I'll be honest. I've just heard.
It's in the cut.
Everyone just says, yeah, you know, that's why everybody thinks that people from New Jersey sound like that because Staten Island and they come and they live here because it's cheaper.
Home of the Wu-Tang Clan. Staten
Is
Island.
it?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
What do you think stereotypical Californian sounds like?
A valley girl.
Yeah, exactly. Nobody talks like that.
Seriously?
Nobody talks like. Well,
I
nobody
beg
talks
to
like.
differ because I have heard Kim Kardashian speak. And I assume everyone else sounds like that.
No.
You think you don't, but I hear everyone from California through the filter of a Kim Kardashian voice. So,
Oh, okay.
see
We have
that? That to
vocal
me just sounded
fries
like,
and stuff.
okay.
I'm just gonna be like, dude. The rest of that's the other stereotype, right? The surfer guy.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that one. So 90s, you know, it's that kind of thing. It's, you don't know the current slang. Neither do I. I would have thrown some in there.
Except for in the cut, obviously. I
In
know
the cut,
that.
yes. You know, apparently, things have changed in recent years. Apparently, tight is now a bad thing. Like, if you're tight, you're, like, mad.
Oh.
Yeah, right? And apparently all my coworkers except one knew that. And I'm like, man, I really
Well,
don't leave
tight-
my house often.
The original definition, maybe they're just going back to the original definition.
What's
like
the original?
tight. Well, tight because you're feeling tight. You're anxious. Maybe that's what they're saying.
I guess, but, like,
Is that how they're using it?
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, like, yeah. And then there was another one,
Yeah.
sick. If you're sick, it means you're bad. And I'm like, these things mean, like,
Oh,
cool
no.
for white people in the 90s.
Yeah, it's true. Sick is a good thing. Speaking of
Right? Apparently not.
things that are sick, Fallout 76, the new trailer has
You know,
dropped, and
Of course, I got a lot of feelings about this thing. I have a lot of feelings. Most of them for Todd Howard, to be honest. But
oh yeah,
A lot of
Are you
feelings.
sure you aren't misdirecting your feelings for Todd Howard toward this game? Like when you open the box, it's not going to be Todd in there. You know, it's going to be a completely separate thing, unrelated to him.
I don't understand why everything that's good in my life you have to ruin. You don't know. Maybe it's a special edition collector's box. And it's going to be the one, and Todd's just going to
with a framed photo. With a framed photo from Todd.
Right. Totally not the live person.
A little inscription that says something like, "We'll always have Paris."
Always have Paris? I don't understand the reference.
It's like, isn't it a Casablanca thing?
Oh, yeah. No, I'm sorry. I don't watch movies.
I've never seen Casablanca, but I know of the phrase.
Well,
"We'll always have Paris."
You know a lot of things I don't, apparently. No, but Fallout 76, I'm not gonna lie, I went into the whole E3 thing expecting just the worst. Because I am a diehard Elder Scrolls fan. And I heard all these rumors, and I'm like, you know what? Wait, hold on. Kris, can we curse here?
Yeah.
Fuck this guy. I've waited all this time. And now that he's releasing another Fallout, they're releasing another Fallout like 3 years barely after the last one came. I was so angry. I was like, all right, let's see what Asshat McGee has to say now. And by the end, whew, oh my God. Todd, if you're listening right now, I'm not single, but for you, baby, I can be. To quote the greatest movie of all time.
What movie is that? See, I don't know what that movie is.
Definitely not Shrek 2.
I have seen both Shreks, I think. I just don't remember them.
It's the scene where Fiona comes running out, where like Shrek goes in all handsome into the castle, and they miss each other through every hallway, right? And then she comes running out, and Donkey and Puss in Boots are there, and like Puss in Boots is like licking himself, and she's like, "Shrek?" And he turns around and goes, "For you, baby, I could be."
Okay. I wasn't asking for a recap.
Well, it's dear to my heart.
You don't have to transcribe the whole movie.
Near and dear to my heart.
For future reference, if I say I haven't seen a film, I'm not asking for the line-by-line
I
transcription
will
of
reenact
said
the whole
movie.
thing for you, and next time I'll include video.
Great. But yeah, so what makes you excited about Fallout 76?
I can nuke my friends.
You can, but that's like an endgame thing. It's not like, because that would be kind of overkill if everyone was just constantly nuking each other.
I can nuke my friends.
Yes.
I'm seriously excited for very little other than the fact that I can nuke my friends.
You should play Red Alert 2.
What is that?
It's like one of those real-time strategy games or what. It's like, you know, like is that what the phrase is? Like, you know, what kind of game is Civ?
Civ? Oh. It's just Civ. I don't know. It's a strategy game, definitely.
Yeah, right. It's a strategy game top-down. Or StarCraft. Have you heard of StarCraft?
No.
Well, it's a game where it has that Civ-type view. It's top-down, and you build sort of your military base, and then you build up like armies and then attack each other. You can do that in Civ too. You've played Civ, right?
Yes.
You can nuke people in Civ.
Yeah, but it's not the same because Gandhi always nukes you first.
You're just not building fast enough. But okay.
You know, okay, all right, fine. I suck at the game. Game, but I hope I'll suck less than my friends in Fallout, and I'll nuke them.
Okay. Is that the only thing you like about it?
I don't know. What else is there?
Well, it's just a different type of game. It's multiplayer, right? I mean, so...
Oh, yeah.
It was meant to be a multiplayer for Fallout 4 originally, and then
Was
they
it?
kind of just made it into a new game. So it's kind of, I'm guessing it's a lot of the same mechanics, same engine. You can also build settlements, which is cool. So there is that kind of Civ
anywhere.
aspect.
You can build them anywhere, which is awesome.
The monsters are going to be kind of cool because it's pre-Fallout. It's like Fallout 1, 2, and 3. So it's still in that period where they can take a lot of dramatic liberties with the monsters.
Well, that, and it's a different region, though it is pretty close to DC, so I imagine we will see giant ants again.
Yeah, I think they're saying
Probably
that
not, because they hate us.
there was like a flying bat that shoots like
Yes!
fucking... Yeah, it was
You
crazy.
know, I didn't even realize that we're missing flying mutant creatures until I saw that, and I was like, oh my god. You know what it reminded me of, though? The
dragon?
vampire lords from Skyrim.
Okay. Yeah, I think they were saying that they could take a lot more liberties because the idea is that these creatures all went extinct before the events in Fallout 1, 2, 3, and 4. So they're saying that like right after the bombs fell, there's a tons of mutations going on, and then a lot of these creatures just through sheer evolution or because you were constantly nuking them and killing them did not survive.
Huh. And who is this mythical they? Because I want sources.
But that would probably be you because you just shoot to kill every time.
No. I don't. I mean,
You're not going to be a conservationist out there, I'm assuming. You're not going to see this flying bat monster and say, oh, we need to preserve them. We need to make sure they don't go extinct. Yeah.
When the world rebuilds, we got to have cool museums. But, no, I mean, is this Bethesda confirmed?
I think so. I think they said that in the documentary, that a lot of these creatures went extinct.
There's a documentary?
Yeah.
Man, I did not do my research before I came up on here.
That's the difference between you and me. See, you didn't even know or watch the documentary. I knew of it, but I'm lazy, so I skimmed through it. So I'm just like a tier above you. I didn't actually watch the thing.
What's it called?
There's a documentary that by NoClip, I think, that they went to Fallout Studios and interviewed all the Fallout people. They made a documentary about the history of Bethesda, and they made a documentary about the making of 76.
I'm gonna need a link to that.
And in it, there's a lot of good info that I totally skimmed through.
I expect nothing less.
Yeah, I wasn't willing to sit down and watch it, but at least I watched some of it, and I got some small pieces of information that I could use for this podcast.
The thing is, I'm kind of not emotionally ready for another Fallout because I'm still tied into Fallout 4. I haven't gone to Nuka World yet. Hancock is still my lover boy.
Yeah.
There'll
be new lover boys in 76.
Stop it. No, I'm going to be playing with my friends. God, if I wanted any of them, I'd have them in real life.
Well, maybe they're more handsome in the game.
I plead the fifth.
But yeah, is there going to be modding? Do you know if there's going to be modding for this game?
I mean, I doubt it, but at the same time, I kind of feel like they'll find a way.
Yeah, Todd has said that there probably will be, but it's an online game, so it will probably have to be limited to private servers? Like, I mean, you could download the mod, but it's not going to be on everybody's game, right? It's going to be only on the game that you install.
I think it's going to be like the Skyrim mod that they made to make Skyrim multiplayer, kind of like an MMO style multiplayer. To make that mod, they said that you can have modded armor and modded this, modded that. But unless the people playing with you have those mods, you just look naked to them.
Oh, really? Yeah, I could see how it would work if the mod was on the server and then everybody who logged onto that server or whatever had access to that mod or whatever. So, like, if there was a character, if you made a modded character and you called her Courtney or something, right? And she was so totally witty and she had the best name ever, and you put her in the world, it would only work on that server, whatever server had that mod installed, I'm assuming. It is a private server, not a public one. Then it might work.
I'm also wondering how the server thing's going to work and how many people in a server.
Yeah.
Because I know he said dozens, which implies more than 12, but less than 200 because he said not hundreds, not thousands.
Yeah.
Could be more than 100.
I would probably stick to private. I don't like the concept of MMOs because it's like immersion breaking, but multiplayer is fine. Like Borderlands is fun. Like playing with your friends. But then once there's like hundreds of strangers and they're just running around like chickens with their head cut off, and it's not fun.
That's how I feel about Elder Scrolls Online. Because they're all running around, they all ignore you.
Yeah.
And they're all running to the same guy, to the same quest, right next to you.
And then they all get in the line.
Yeah.
It's too immersion breaking. But hopefully there's like the private rooms are like, different. It's like the private room at a strip club.
So, have you ever played The Forest?
Forest? Like a forest in real life?
Yeah. Have you ever played a forest in real life?
No.
No, the game, The Forest, it is, I believe, an indie game. I'm fairly certain because it came out on Steam as an alpha. I think it's in beta right now.
Okay, nobody's gonna know your obscure indie references. Okay.
No, The Forest is a big deal.
Okay.
That's it's kind of a big deal. No, it's a very popular game, and it's like a horror survival, and they have a multiplayer option. And there you have your own little server, and you can have up to 6 people, I want to say.
Ah.
So if it's something like that, and all your progress is saved under the host account.
Yeah.
So it's a little weird like that, because with multiplayer, if you're not playing with that same person, what happens to your character? What happens? I mean, I guess the only the game progress is tied to whoever's hosting.
Yeah, I'm assuming. I mean, it probably works like Civ, right? Somebody has to save it, and then, yeah, it saves on the server. I don't know. Technology, it's science. It's science, Jennifer. Don't question science.
It kind of sucks, though, because what if I want to play and I don't want to play with my friends, but I liked where I was? Or what if I want to play but my friends aren't online when I am?
Maybe it saves for everybody. Maybe they've thought of that. Because I'm sure they've thought of these questions. They are a professional game.
Bethesda thinks of everything ahead of time.
What do you
doesn't rely on anyone to save their ass at any time.
What do you think of the setting, West Virginia?
Well, I have that song stuck in my head now for the past week.
It's a very catchy song, John Denver.
It's very catchy. Yeah. I never heard of it before.
What?
But now I'm like, country road.
How old are you? Are you 5 years old? How have you never heard of this song?
I am 47 months.
Okay.
No, I don't know. I never have.
That would be 4 years old. You're not even 47 months. You're just short. Next month would be your 4th birthday. Quick maths.
Yeah. I like West Virginia in the way that I live on the East Coast. So I'm like, yeah, that's a state I recognize.
Have
but
you
at the
ever
same
been
time, no. I was really hoping for something in Montana. But here's why. I told you why before? I don't remember. I had this conversation with somebody.
Montana is where all the crazy people live usually.
There's 4 people there. It's fine.
Phil Jackson, I think, is one of them.
Oh, there you go. But let's say they have an expansive vault in Montana, right? Or a couple. Whatever.
Yeah.
Something to get people. You know what? In the Fallout universe, Montana has a population of over 17. So they have Yellowstone National Park there, right?
Oh.
So they got a volcano.
Oh.
Now let's say, because it's sparsely populated, they didn't drop that many bombs in Montana.
Well, that's the whole point,
you'll have
right?
This...
Of West Virginia.
Hold on. Wait, why?
Because nobody drops bombs on West Virginia. Nobody gives a shit about West Virginia. That's why they chose it.
Wait, is that is that true?
Yes, it's true.
Really?
You needed to skim through the documentary like I did.
I wish you sent it to me. But hold on. No, here's the thing. So then you have Yellowstone National Park, which is very large. And let's say half of it just boom. They blew up close to the volcano hoping to trigger it. But the volcano didn't erupt. But then it does during your game or something like that, right?
Yeah, sure.
But then you got all of these wolves that are all mutated. Better than Far Harbor. I didn't like they were too normal. You got rad moose. It's pretty terrifying. And then you have an oasis. But foresty.
I think they have wolves and moose. What's the plural of moose? Is it mooses?
Mooses?
Meese?
I think it's mooses. Not meese.
Like geese only. Well, I'm sure they have meese.
That's exactly right.
I'm sure they have meese in West Virginia.
No. Because if they had meese in West Virginia, they would have meese in Virginia. They don't have meese in Virginia.
Okay. You know what they have in West Virginia that they don't have in Montana?
Country roads.
Exactly, John Denver. I was going to say John Denver, but yeah, pretty much.
But I'm pretty sure Montana only has country roads.
Oh, okay.
Maybe one highway.
They don't have John Denver then.
I wouldn't know.
You would think that John Denver would be from Denver.
You wouldn't, because I've never met anybody whose last name is location and they live in that location.
It's true. My last name means tall bridge in Japanese, and I don't live anywhere near a bridge at the moment. So there you go.
Not even a short one?
No. Not even a short one. I used to live near a tall bridge. I used to live near the Bay Bridge. I could see the Golden Gate from my house, but not anymore. Now I live in Southern California, so.
San Francisco, open your golden gate.
I actually don't even know anything about San Francisco because even though I lived like 15 minutes away, like I lived like outside it, so like I never had any reason to go. It's just like right there, you know.
That's how I feel about New York City.
Yeah, exactly.
I've been there. It's horrible.
Exactly. So a tourist would know more than, like, I've never ridden a cable car. Why the fuck would I ride a cable car?
Is that little tram they have in the middle of the thing? Is tram a word that Americans use?
No, but I think we have cable cars. I think I rode one once. Actually, that's a lie. But it was because I was with a friend who was a tourist, and I was like, oh, so this is what tourists do. But anyways, so we're getting off track. So West Virginia, John Denver, mutated John Denver, hopefully is somewhere there. They're gonna have a radio, so maybe he's a DJ.
Oh, that's the other thing. I love Diamond City Radio, and I wonder what they're gonna do next. What was Fallout 3 radio like? Because wasn't it by Three Dog? Yeah. Hold on, there's sirens.
I thought that was Three Dog going. Ooh, I can't do that. Does he howl? I forget.
I have no idea. I played maybe 2 hours of Fallout 3.
What does Three Dog
because
say?
I played Fallout 3 after I played Skyrim. So it was going back in like game mechanics.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't like it. I didn't like that it zoomed in on everyone's face. I didn't like it.
Oh. Wait, you played it after Fallout 4?
No, I played it after Skyrim.
Skyrim. Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It does kind of zoom on people's faces.
I don't like it.
A bit. Yeah.
I like you gotta say goodbye to everyone. I like Fallout 4. Codsworth is talking to me and I just turn around and walk away.
Yeah. It's hard to go backwards in like evolution wise in terms of gaming. That's why I had a problem, I think, with Morrowind or just any really old game like Fallout 1 or 2. I could never play Fallout 1 or 2.
Oh yeah, I mean if it's two-dimensional, I couldn't even play those games when those games were the thing that people played.
Yeah. I never got them either.
I played on the little Game Boy Advance. That was the only exception.
I liked how with Fallout 4 Travis was just a completely like opposite. He was so nervous and anxious. I thought that was really cool because like previous DJs were always so confident and
Yeah, because there's the quest attached to him to make him that confident DJ.
Oh, that's the worst quest. You don't want to make him into a bland, boring DJ.
Honestly, I liked him better before.
Yeah, exactly.
Broadcasting from the Great Grangel. Oh, Travi.
Yeah, he's so much
yeah,
better.
You get a boy laid once and suddenly he's the king of the world.
That's not how it happens.
Yes, it is. You get that girl to go over there. And she's like, oh, do you like me? And he's like, And then you leave, and then he's confident.
You don't completely change. I have had sex. I did not completely change after having sex, okay?
Well, this isn't about you. It's about Travis.
All right, that's true. Do we want to talk about anything else for Fallout 76, or are we good? I think we're good.
Well, let's see. What will we cover? We had nuking your friends is number 1. Building settlements everywhere. A lot of people didn't like the settlement system in Fallout 4. I was not one of those people, so I don't care about those people.
It's different if you can attack other settlements. I think those people would like it too. You can grief people. I didn't even think of that. So.
Can you make multiple settlements though? And supply lines? Will there still be NPCs?
I'm sure there'll be like MMO NPCs, right?
I don't want MMO NPCs. I want MMO NPCs that give me a story.
Well, just
like
mod
Hancock. That was mod it.
You just want to fall in love. Oh, mod in Hancock.
We can mod Hancock into the game.
Yeah, you could.
There I go.
It wouldn't be lore friendly though, because he didn't turn into a ghoul until afterwards, so that means he couldn't have lived for 200 years.
I mean, he wasn't born until afterwards, so.
Yeah, exactly. So you can make Hancock's ancestor John Hancock Sr.
It would be John McDonough Sr. Spoiler alert.
Man, you're really really anal about this kind of shit, huh?
I am incredibly anal. I've only been watching Fallout 4 lore videos recently. On my drive to work, at work, on my drive home from work, on my drive to my other job, at my other job. Luckily, I don't have a job that I have to interact with people.
Yeah.
So
This doesn't sound like it's actual work watching Fallout 4 videos. You were trying to like make it out earlier like that this was all hard work and you were like really dedicated and stuff, but it turns out you're just sitting there watching videos on YouTube.
the first one's like work at like a nanoscale, so it's like concentration work.
Suddenly it sounds
But
like
the
your
other
two
one-
jobs are more
yeah.
like half a job if you put them together, a quarter job each. So yeah, Fallout 76, you're excited. I'm excited from the fact it's coming out this year. I like that strategy of announcing a game and then releasing it quickly.
Did you order the collector's edition?
I have not ordered anything. I have no idea what game it's going to be until the like I don't know. I get more news via osmosis. See, I'm very bad about looking for news. I mean, I'll skim a few videos, but usually I just let the news kind of trickle down to me of what this game is going to be. So there's still a lot about the game I don't know that I'm sort of kind of just letting that information slowly get to me before I make my decision.
Wait a second. Are you saying there's a possibility that you're not going to get this game?
At launch, possibly not.
I don't even know who I'm speaking to anymore. You play the Fallout games, right? That you mod?
I'm
all of them?
I'm all fallouted out though. Is that a word? Fallouted
Yeah.
out?
Yeah, it
Because
is.
we just played Fallout 4. I'm more excited for their new IPs, Starfield and Elder Scrolls 6.
Starfield. Yes. I had known nothing about Starfield. I get that it's supposed to be like an RPG, but like space.
Well, that's perfect because the trailer showed nothing. It showed a planet and a space station.
Exactly. That's why. Because I watched E3. I know nothing about Starfield. I know RPG, space. I'm not big on space. I'm not a big space person.
Have you ever played Mass
in
Effect?
games,
though?
at least?
Oh, okay.
No.
'Cause-
I
But
don't
you do
space.
romance,
I don't know.
and Mass Effect games are BioWare games in general are heavy on romance and companions.
I mean, I attach to one. I like RPGs because they give me the illusion
Right.
of like choice. There's like 4 people I can actually romance, but it gives me the illusion, that I got my choice.
But
of
see,
the
you
world.
like Hancock, and Fallout 4's like follower options are inspired, I think, by BioWare games.
Really?
Yeah. Well, you haven't played Fallout 3, but you played Skyrim, right?
Yes.
And the NPCs, the follower NPCs, are very paper thin in that, right? You would agree, right?
Yeah.
And you notice the difference in the Fallout 4 NPCs, right?
Oh, absolutely.
The Fallout 4 companions, yeah. And those companions are more BioWare-esque. They're based sort of on a BioWare type game. So you should play, at least, have you played Dragon Age?
I started the first one. I didn't like the way that it's played.
Oh,
the game
yeah.
style. So I never
Try
got
playing
through it.
Inquisition or something. Dragon Age Inquisition. But yeah,
And just skip through? I don't know.
that's true. I know, I hate skipping things too. Well, we both skipped on Fallout. We never played Fallout 1 or 2. But anyways, I'm excited because I think it's going to fill the void that Mass Effect has left because EA has dropped Mass Effect. So we're not going to get those games anymore, but we'll have Starfield, whatever it is. Granted, we don't know what it is.
That's the thing. I don't know. You know what else we don't know what it is?
Elder Scrolls.
Elder Scrolls 6. I was excited, I was happy. I was like, and Todd Howard's playing this like little cat and mouse game, like teasing me a little bit, like, this moment we've all been here for. Ha ha ha, no, not that one. And then it's like, he teases Elder Scrolls 6, like that's what he's gonna say next. And then he doesn't. And then at the very end, we get 5 seconds of a vague landscape.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you know what it's like? It's like if you're trapped in a cage with like this rabid wolf that we call the internet, and it could just devour you, right? So what you have to do is you have to toss it like this rubber chew toy to kind of keep it occupied until you can actually like make it a steak or make it some actual piece of meat. That's what I think it was, more or less. Like the internet was so, I mean, because we just had a Fallout game. And the thing that they're announcing is another Fallout game, so it's hard to get really excited about that. It's also multiplayer and online, so it's not a single player experience. So I think that just to kind of like stave off the anger, they just tossed like, a picture of a landscape that means nothing. That could be anything. For all we know.
They're lying?
No, I think that Starfield is going to come first. And
it's
I think
absolutely
Elder
going
Scrolls,
to come first.
Yeah, and if they don't have a trailer for Starfield, if Starfield's trailer was nothing, then we're a ways off from Elder Scrolls.
Oh yeah, I definitely think we have another 3-4 years to go, but I'm just happy that they've started it. But I could die in those 3-4 years.
Inspiration to eat healthy. What do you think? Do you think that they are starting though, or do you think that it's going to be like Starfield first? They're going to devote everything to that and then move on, or do they have two separate teams working on it?
I think Bethesda has had enough success in recent years that they have two separate teams. Because Elder Scrolls is so big. It's the 12th highest selling video game of all time, last I checked, which was like a week ago.
So I know they have the resources to hire people, but are they going to hire people like outside that they don't know they can trust with these titles? You have to hire new people eventually, right? So
I mean, how big is Bethesda? Because they said they have like 3 offices now.
Yeah. They must be big. I'm sure they outsource a lot of the stuff they do now. Like a lot of the stuff that can be done by outside people, like art, I'm assuming they outsource that. Because art is art. You don't really need a certain skill set. I mean, you need a certain skill set, but you don't need a skill set to judge it. You know what I mean? Like you can look at it. Any of us can look at a piece of art and say, okay, that's good or that's bad, right? So it's easier to bring in like people and you can trust if it's for art. But if it's for writing, it's a little bit more difficult because it's harder to gauge whether something or somebody is like worth hiring, right?
Well, they gotta hire in the end, right?
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying. If they
wanted
to just keep
3 new offices, they've hired people.
Yeah.
2 new offices.
So you think the game is gonna come out like soon or
No.
like?
Which one, Starfield or Elder Scrolls?
Elder Scrolls. Like, are they gonna come out at the same time? Or?
No. Starfield, it seems, is Bethesda's baby because it's literally its creation. And I know in previous kind of conferences and interviews, the basic statement from Bethesda is, yeah, we know you guys want Elder Scrolls, but like, hashtag fuck you. We want to work on our own stuff first.
Yeah.
And one of those titles was Starfield.
Well, that's the thing. If you're tired of something, it's not going to be good even if you make it. If you just make it because you want to sell a lot of game copies, it's going to be shit. So I want them to work on the thing they're inspired to make. So if they're inspired to make a space game, then make the fucking space game. Don't make a shitty Elder Scrolls game just because you're trying to cash in.
But think of how many people they could hire that would love to be on the Elder Scrolls team.
Exactly. So that's what I'm thinking. If they are working at both the same time, the Elder Scrolls one is new people. And then the Starfield is all the old heads who are tired of making Fallout Elder Scrolls games. So they get to work on something new and they feel inspired and refreshed by that. Elder Scrolls, just all fanboys. No, I'm kidding. All new people, who love the game, who love Elder Scrolls, who will be passionate about making something for that.
Or maybe it's new people, but also new people. No, I think it's going to be a mix of people that have been on the games.
Well, there's definitely going to be some like overseers who are going to like make sure that shit,
But you know what? We'll see how much lore they fuck up. If it's a lot, we know it's a lot.
Well, they can't fuck up the lore because whatever they make up, they can retcon. They're basically gods of the lore.
If they say that the Queen Baronzaya is still alive, and then they're like, oh, but she died in the 3rd era. I don't know when she was alive. She's not. She's old.
She faked her own death. How about that?
You know what? Just go apply right now, Kris.
You can fix lore so easily just with lamp shading. But anyways.
But do you think there will be a settlement type system in the Elder Scrolls?
Sure. I mean, Hearthfires was that, basically, right?
Kind of, yeah. It was definitely their beginning.
It was like, yeah. It was the start of the whole settlement shit. And then, like, Fallout 4 is, like, the next step up. And then for Elder Scrolls, 6? Mm-hmm. Location undisclosed. There will definitely be a settlement system. And you know why? It's way too profitable not to.
Yeah. I caved today. I finally bought something on the Creation Club. I bought a
nice,
like a furniture type pack. I guess someone's dying in my neighborhood. Yeah, I bought like the furniture pack.
You do live in the cut.
Hey, there were no gunshots before the ambulance.
Okay. Maybe it's just somebody eating like way too fancy food, like just a filet mignon steak, and he got a heart attack. It's like rich people problems.
Yeah, I live directly in the middle of that. Just whatever you think the midpoint is, that's probably it. But where do you think it's gonna be?
I have no idea. It's location undisclosed. It could be anywhere. Like there's so many different locations that have an ocean and land and mountains. It's so generic that they could honestly change the location halfway through the dev process, and no one will like be the wiser. So
I wanted it to be elsewhere, but I don't think elsewhere has.
No. They will never choose a location that is not primarily human. I think
or elf.
Yeah, or elf. Exactly. I don't think they're ready for that.
Yeah.
Once they make enough money to where they can take the financial hit, I think, because I think the game will just sell less, or they've earned so much equity. Like Star Wars could do that. Star Wars could have like name an alien race in Star Wars.
Klingons.
Klingons are from Star Trek.
Well, like I said, I don't like space.
Okay, there you go. Star Wars could have a Wookiee as the lead. They could have a whole movie on a Wookiee planet. They could have Ewoks, and they would still sell because they have that equity. I think once Elder Scrolls has that equity, they can go to those places, but not yet.
I honestly, I can't believe, out of all the things I could have said, Klingon.
Yeah, I forgive you. The nerds on the internet will not, though.
No, I'm sure I'm
dead
about to get a whole bunch of hate mail.
Yeah. From our 3 listeners. Don't worry. We don't have enough listeners to actually send people hate mail.
3 messages is a lot more than 0.
Yeah, that's true. They'll probably just give you the silent treatment, though. What else were we going to cover? Besides the Bethesda conference, anything else that you enjoyed?
Cyberpunk 2077.
Oh, yeah. Are you a Cyberpunk fan? Or is it just the game look that good?
Just the game looks that good.
Are you a CD Projekt fan?
Yes. Because they're Polish.
I am happy that there's a character creator.
There is?
The one thing I hated about the Witcher series is you have to be Geralt, and the dialogue choices sucked because you're always Geralt and you have to talk like Geralt and
but you can
do
throw
everything.
your dick around. So
yeah, but what if you don't want a dick? What if you wanted to play as a woman? So
but you can throw your dick around.
Yeah.
So
but Cyberpunk has a character creator apparently, so that is good. I hope it's not like Far Cry 5's character creator though, because that is like more like you pick from 5 different templates. It was really disappointing. Like you can't adjust the face, you just pick from one of like 5 choices. So as long as it's like a full-on character creator, I'd be really happy with that.
I do have to say that one thing I don't agree with, like one creative choice I guess that they made that I don't like, 2077, because that is just a Fallout date. Bethesda owns 2077.
Does it? Do they have it
Yes.
copyrighted?
Probably.
What
No, but
happens
I saw
when
that.
the actual 2077 comes around? Do we all have to pay
It's
Bethesda?
Bethesda Day here.
Okay.
That's what it is. They'll release Fallout 77. It's Fallout's time to wait. But, no, because I saw the game and I was like, Cyberpunk 2077. And it just says that, right? And I'm like, oh, this is a weird style that Bethesda's going with. And then it shows footage of the game and I'm like, I don't think this is what pre-war anything looked like. And what is on their collar? And then I'm kind of like, you know what? Is this not Bethesda? I don't think it's Bethesda. It doesn't look like Bethesda.
How could you think that was a Bethesda game?
Because 2077.
Okay.
I swear I'm not the only one. There has to be at least 2 other people that agree with me.
Are you even familiar with the cyberpunk genre?
No.
Okay. Have you ever watched Blade Runner? Have you ever you're never gonna have read Neuromancer, but
No
or
to all of the
Snow
above.
Crash. You've never read
also
Snow
no.
Crash.
Nope.
Well, it was an 80s
So
thing.
catch me up.
Cyberpunk is like an 80s kind of style where they had this depiction of the future as like kind of like a film noir type future.
Mm-hmm.
It's dark, it's dystopian, it's like a lot of high tech, it's a lot of punk. You're familiar with like 80s like or 70s and 80s punk music, right? With like leather jackets and like mohawks and shit.
Yes, yes.
It's a lot of that,
punk,
yeah.
like anarchist. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot of that kind of aesthetic in the tech, and you mix in like programming and hacking and shit like that, and guns, and it's like a very 80s thing, a very 80s vision of the future. So
Okay, so it's about what I figured with cyberpunk.
Yeah,
I figured
so-
punk, but like future.
yeah, future punk. But that's where a lot of the terms that you're kind of familiar with originated. Like in the book Neuromancer, they talk about the Matrix. They talk about, like AI gaining sentience. So a lot of the kind of themes are birthed from this whole genre. It's a very old genre. It's kind of played out in a way, but now it's sort of coming back. So yeah, it should be fun. It's a very distinct aesthetic.
There was one other game. I don't remember what the title was. I think it was a Bethesda game. It looked like Fallout 4 and Cyberpunk had a baby.
Oh yeah.
What was it?
Was it Rage?
Probably.
Yeah, it was probably Rage.
Rage was
that
one of the
looks like
things
fun
coming
too.
out?
Yeah, that looks like it's gonna be fun.
What are we on now? Rage 2?
Yeah.
Yeah, they
Did
just
you
look
see-
like raiders with colorful hair.
Did you watch the Last of Us trailer? Last of Us 2.
No, they released a new one?
Have you ever played Last of Us 1?
No, but I've watched my friend play for like half an hour, so I'm
It's
kind of
really
expert.
good. It's really good.
So I've heard. I don't have a PlayStation.
Yeah, Last of Us 2 looks really good too. It looks very cinematic. Like the trailer, I don't know if it's because it's scripted, like because they did a gameplay trailer. I don't know if it looks cinematic because it's scripted, but it looked like very like realistic. Like the enemies would walk near Ellie and they'd be like, "I think she was here" or stuff like that. It just felt like it was what you're watching a movie. Granted, if it was one of us playing, maybe she would have been running into trucks and like falling down and getting her ass kicked. But yeah, it looked really cinematic.
It's a game that all my friends are excited about, so I know a lot about The Last of Us, and it's one of those games that I really wish that I could play, but I'm not going to buy a PlayStation just to play it.
Yeah.
Last trailer I saw was the one where she's like playing the guitar and she's all like adult or whatever.
Yeah, that's another one of those like rubber chew toy trailers that don't tell you anything.
Yeah.
The recent trailer is like all steak. It was like a gameplay thing. And it looked like a movie. It was gameplay, but it looked like a movie. And I was like, whoa.
All right. I did not watch the gameplay reveal trailer. I watched the teaser trailer number 2 from Paris Games Week. And I think I made a great decision. Because holy shit.
Wait, you gotta watch the gameplay trailer,
I
though.
don't care about the gameplay trailer. Okay, hold on. It'll be,
Watch the gameplay trailer.
All right, I'll do like 30 seconds of it.
No, just watch it. It won't take long.
It's 11
like
minutes long.
Oh, okay.
Wow, these look like deformed Sims.
Yeah, okay, see, that's one thing. Isn't it that, like, a little bit of an uncanny valley thing?
I don't think they're close. I don't think they're that close.
With both The Last of Us 2 trailer was amazing, and so was like the Death Stranding. Well, I don't want to say amazing. Graphically, they look really, really great, but just it's a bit of an uncanny valley for me. I don't know. They look weird.
Yeah. Okay, so I watched a little bit of gameplay. I see what you mean. It's very cinematic. I don't like the way they look. But
What do you mean you don't like the way they look? Not
like
an
their faces.
uncanny valley thing? Yeah, uncanny
Yeah.
valley, right?
I wouldn't go that far. I just think they look like Sims. They're not in, because uncanny valley to me is where they look creepy. To me, they don't look
Yeah.
creepy. They just look wrong.
Yeah, well, same thing. It's just semantics. You're dying. They look wrong because they don't look human, but they look so real that they don't look fake. That's
No,
the
they look
uncanny
fake.
valley.
Definitely look fake.
Well, like a cartoon looks fake, right? But a cartoon
No.
doesn't.
It's
No,
like whatever's right before uncanny valley. That's what this is.
We're splitting hairs here.
We'll just call it that.
The point is, they're valley-esque. Okay.
Yes, they're weird.
Yeah, I think next generation is going to be really, really weird because this is the kind of graphics we're getting. We're getting this close to realism, but just not quite real, and it's really, really weird. I don't know. I'm not excited for next gen's graphics. in a weird way.
I'm not excited for the money it's going to take to fix up my computer to let it run next-gen graphics.
Well, you don't need a computer because Last of Us is PS4 exclusive,
Yeah,
isn't it?
well, like I said, I'm not going to buy a PS4 to play Last of Us 2. But did you watch the other trailer, the teaser trailer number 2?
Yeah, I did. That was the one where they were hanging a woman, I believe.
Yes. Who is that woman?
I don't know. But
because she is jacked as shit.
yeah, I actually thought it was Ellie at first, but then it's not Ellie. It's like buffed Auntie Ellie. Maybe it's
Yeah.
Ellie's mom.
I have no idea. I thought her parents were dead or something. That's why she's with this like random 40-year-old.
Like we said, retcon. You can always change it. I don't know if her parents are dead. I don't remember. It was so long ago, and who knows? But yeah, I think the game is going to be great. The gameplay looks really visceral, looks really, really cinematic.
It reminds me
Faces
of
look weird,
Tomb Raider.
though.
The last
Yeah.
Tomb Raider game that came out. It's a lot like that, even down to like the quick draw menu.
It's very, very dark, I think, too, as well. So, I don't know.
Dark as in visually, or dark as in like the story?
Probably a
And
little
what's
bit
happening.
of both. You saw the second trailer. That was gruesome.
I
So,
mean, yeah, but it's like the end of the world. And clip her wings is an amazing expression. And if I'm ever a mob boss, that's what I'm gonna say. Clip her wings.
yeah, if you're ever a mob boss, you're on that track already, right? So,
I mean, a girl can dream, and she can't say anything out loud, or people, such as the police, may hear.
yeah, exactly. You don't want to advertise what
Correct.
you're going to do. Yeah.
You gotta do that underground, on the other internet.
You need to invest in, like, a business as well to launder your money, too. So, you're going to be a business owner in the future. Maybe own a laundromat or something, yeah.
That's right.
Car wash.
Car wash. Or there's somewhere in town, they have a cabaret. Swear to God, no idea how that place stays open. They're busy like every other weekend.
Mm-hmm.
But they've been there for years.
Yeah, because they're in the cut
That's-
doing other business.
Yeah.
I'm going to just repeat that so much that you're going to start saying it.
You know what? I fucking am. That's exactly. I'm gonna go home today. I mean, to work today. I'm like, hey guys, I drove through this place. It's really like in the cut. And I guarantee you, at least 3 people will know what I mean. I'm gonna try it out. I'm gonna ask my coworker today. I'm gonna be like, if someone says they're in the cut, what does that mean? I guarantee you she'll get it because she's the one who taught me about tight and sick. So I'm cool now.
No. Sick is something good.
No, not anymore.
That
You're an
fucking
old
trailer
man,
was
Chris.
sick.
You gotta hang out with more teenagers. Just kidding. Don't do that.
Yeah, I would rather just slit my wrist and do that. I do not like children. I do not understand the appeal of children. I will never have children. I just cannot stand them. I mean,
don't
the only
like
time
children.
the only time they get interesting is when they're adults and then they're not children anymore. So
I don't
There
like
you go.
children, but I plan to have like 4 of them, just so that when I rule the world, I have some heirs to take my place after I'm gone.
shouldn't you rule the world first and then have
Yeah,
the kids?
but by the time I
Just,
get there, I'm gonna be too old to have kids.
adopt.
No, they have to be like genetically I don't know. It's what the Empire says.
Is it? See, because I would think that your kingdom, like let's say
Empire.
it's empire, because you're a mob boss, but I would say that you would need to keep, in order to keep it from falling, in order to keep it from failing, that you couldn't rely on genetics, which are random. You need to kind of choose your heirs, choose people who have the mindset or the temperament to become the next you
Well,
know?
that's why I'll have a bunch of kids, and I'll just pick one, and what's that word? Exile the rest.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Because a lot of athletes' kids, like superstar athletes, their kids are nowhere near as good as
It's
they
like
are.
a lot of attractive celebrities have very average-looking kids.
Yeah, because it's all random. So it's best to kind of choose someone who fits that. Plus, you're going to be rich as a mob boss, and then your kids might be spoiled. You maybe want to go in the cut again and find someone who's had to work 2 jobs that weren't jobs like yours, that were actual jobs.
Wow. Thank you.
Anyways, we're getting off track. Any other trailers that you watched?
No, that's pretty much it.
Did you not watch the samurai trailer I told you to watch?
Samurai trailer?
The Ghosts of Tsushima trailer.
Or samurai trailer? You know, I did see something very quickly about. I may have just looked at it for 10 seconds and then gone and done something else.
You did a lot of preparation for this, didn't you?
From like the 10 seconds I saw, it looked very cool.
It was very like visually appealing from what I saw.
Yes, very nice and smoky, right? It was like fog or something.
Yeah, it had fog in it. Very good.
Yeah, see, I told you I watched it.
It's a 2-minute trailer. Do you want to watch it?
No, I have to go to work.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I thought it looked really visually stunning. The weird thing about it is like it's made by a studio just like white dudes, and so it's a Japanese samurai game. Normally that'd be like a little bit on the cultural appropriation side, but Japanese developers are I think they're so sick of samurai games that most of them aren't really like faithful to history. They have like anime faces and like, you know, pink hair or whatever.
Besides, a bunch of white guy game developers are going to give you the best samurai game ever. This is what they've been dreaming of. I don't know how accurate it's going to be.
That's the thing.
But they're putting themselves in that game.
Usually that's what happens when you have foreign developers. They miss out on the details. You know, the minor details that only like someone who was like born in the culture would know.
Yeah, I guess if you're Japanese, you may, like yourself, you may find some things that you're going to be like, oh, that says dog shit on the wall.
Yeah, that's weird.
You know, I have this Chinese kid in my classes, and he has a tattoo on his shoulder that says in Chinese lettering, fried rice.
Oh, nice. Does he know it says fried rice?
Yes, he's from China.
Oh, I don't know. I mean, he could be Chinese American. ABC doesn't know Chinese characters.
Nah, I would just call him American then.
So,
Straight, just Chinese. I'm like, what's your tattoo say? A fried rice.
Oh,
like, really?
Does he really like fried rice,
like, yeah.
or is that just a metaphor for something?
Apparently.
Maybe he's like, you know, hot and spicy.
What kind of fried rice have you been eating?
Well, no, I mean, I'm just saying, like, you're frying it in a frying pan. He's been through the frying pan. Maybe not spicy, but just hot and gritty and grizzled. It's a metaphor.
No, I asked him why, and he just shrugged.
Oh, okay. So he just got it.
Which is, like, the best answer.
Okay. Yeah, so...
All right. I don't think we have anything else. I gotta get to work. And it is a real job. Thank you.
Yeah, a quarter of a job.
I have to wear a
we
jacket
established
and everything.
this. It's a quarter of a job.
I hate you.
You're going to go to work. You're going to watch a bunch of Fallout videos. Maybe watch that trailer that I told you to watch yesterday that you didn't.
And actually, I listen to them more than I look at them and watch them. Because I work in fridges, so I need something other than the hum of the fans to keep me sane.
All right, so enjoy your day at work. Thanks for coming on again.
I won't, thank you.
And say goodbye.
Goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye.